Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lewis Hamilton will be racing for Scuderia Ferrari from 2025.
Get in there, Lewis.
This is currently the biggest news in Formula One, overshadowing the rejection of Andretti's F1 entry bid.
Coincidence? I think not!
I don't know about you guys, but I was shocked when I first heard the news. I was expecting that this would be the comeback year for Mercedes, and after hearing this, I now doubt they're going to be competitive and challenging Red Bull for the wins. Although Lewis mentioned his interest in driving for Ferrari on multiple occasions, he never showed much enthusiasm during contract discussions. And didn't he reject the offer from the Ferrari boss before signing a new deal with Mercedes last year? But this is Formula One, expect the unexpected. Now that switch has created a vacancy at Mercedes, and I am sure many drivers are eyeing that second seat right now. So who are some possible prospects for the second Mercedes seat? Let me tell you, there are many. Mercedes has so many choices, with a lot of contracts expiring this year and many young talented drivers eagerly waiting for their F1 chance. It's like choosing an ice cream at Baskin-Robbins for the first time. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Starting with a driver known for dyeing his hair in unique colours, that is Alex Albon. I believe Albon would be the most sensible choice for Mercedes at this point. His impressive 2-year stint at Williams speaks volumes about his talent. Moreover, with nearly 2 years of experience already driving for a top team, he would bring valuable expertise. The fact that he and George are close friends could be a significant asset for the team, although their competitive nature might evoke memories of the Nico Lewis situation. But it shouldn't be a concern unless it leads to on-track incidents. I trust Alex's calm demeanour and matured approach as a driver. George, on the other hand, tends to be more aggressive, which isn't necessarily a drawback. I am confident that Mercedes can manage the situation more effectively, having learned valuable lessons from the Nico and Lewis days. While he may not have won any races yet, he certainly has the capability to secure victories. So yeah, Alex would definitely be on Toto's radar. The next potential option could be Carlos Sainz, the driver Lewis is replacing at Ferrari. As I've emphasized on multiple occasions, Sainz is a highly skilled driver who often doesn't receive the credit he deserves and just flies under the radar most of the time. He has consistently demonstrated success in every team he's been a part of, whether it be Toro Rosso, Renault, McLaren or Ferrari. During his time at Ferrari, Sainz showcased performance levels remarkably close to Leclerc, even outperforming him on multiple occasions. The decision by Ferrari to replace him really surprised me. While Lewis is undoubtedly a significant addition, it would be unjust to claim that Carlos was doing a poor job at Ferrari. It seems Sainz is simply unlucky that Lewis has chosen to join Ferrari. Next up, we have Mick Schumacher. Now this is a tough one. Mick is currently the reserve driver for Mercedes. Toto has commended the German multiple times for his contributions to the car's development and his talent. However, Mick's time in Formula One was marked by struggles and mistakes. He suffered many big crashes and only scored points in 2 out of 22 races in 2022. His more experienced teammate outperformed him and he failed to impress the team to extend his contract. Now, I am not by any means doubting his abilities, as he is a Formula 2 champion and has won many other junior titles, but is he ready to race for a big team like Mercedes? You decide and let me know in the comments. To me, a more sensible scenario would involve Alex moving to Mercedes and Mick securing the Williams seat. After a few years, once Mick establishes himself as a more mature and complete driver, a transition to a top team could be considered. But let me know what you guys think. The next driver on the list is Valtteri Bottas. Now, I've seen many people and YouTubers saying Valtteri could go back to Mercedes, but I don't see that happening and it wouldn't make any sense. In 2017, bringing him in was the right decision when they already had the fastest car and a multiple world champion in the team, putting them in a comfortable position. Now they have George.
No!
It's a different scenario now. No offense to George, but his performances have been a little shaky the past couple of years. Mercedes currently needs 2 fast drivers who can maximize the car's potential to secure valuable points, given they don't have the fastest car on the grid. While I believe Valtteri is an excellent driver who contributed significantly to Mercedes' success during his time with the team, I don't think he would be a good fit at the moment. Now, if Mercs are looking for some fresh blood, Fredrik Vesti would be a compelling choice. He is part of the Mercedes junior team and has tested their F1 cars in practice sessions. He was the runner-up in last year's Formula 2 championship and narrowly missed the title due to some unfortunate tangle with other drivers. Vesti showcased impressive performances in F2, and he is poised to compete in the World Endurance Championship this year. Among the junior options for Mercedes, I consider him the most suitable candidate. Next up, we have Kimi Antonelli. I don't know why I am mentioning Kimi in this, but There is so much hype around this kid that people are even comparing him with Max Verstappen. He is also a part of the Mercedes junior team, so it would be stupid not to mention him. He is set to compete in Formula 2 this year and is expected to fight for the title. Thing is, Mercedes needs to secure a driver promptly. Waiting for an entire season to assess Kimi's performance before making a decision is not feasible for them. Hence, I believe the likelihood of him driving for Mercedes next year is slim to none. Now let's focus on some other drivers who are hard to overlook. Starting with the 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso. Alonso showcased exceptional brilliance in the last season, securing the most podiums of any non-Red Bull driver. While age doesn't seem to hinder Alonso's racecraft, it's undeniable that he is aging. The duration of his continued participation in Formula 1 remains uncertain, but I'd estimate around 3 to 4 more years. If he's open to signing at least a 2-year contract with Mercedes, he could significantly contribute to car development given his extensive experience, though I think he already has a long-term contract with Aston Martin. Nevertheless, if Mercedes is genuinely interested and Alonso is willing, finding a middle ground is always possible. Just a matter of having deep pockets, am I right? Next up, we have the 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, who retired at the end of 2022 but never dismissed the possibility of a comeback. Could Vettel consider returning to Formula 1 if Mercedes extends an offer? While I'm hesitant to believe it, it remains a plausible scenario. If there's one thing I know about Vettel, it's that he loves racing and fighting at the front for wins and podiums. I believe it's a significant factor that led to his retirement, the frustration of not contending at the front as he was accustomed to. If Mercedes manages to persuade him by providing a competitive car, I'm quite certain that a part of him would be eager to make a return and race in Formula 1 again. Another set of options Mercedes can consider is the Alpine drivers. Gasly and Ocon's contracts are set to expire at the end of this year. Ocon maintains a strong rapport with Toto and has a history as the reserve driver for Mercedes. Toto also played a key role in securing Ocon the Renault seat back in 2020. On the other hand, Gasly is a considerable talent who has showcased his masterful driving on several occasions. Both drivers have secured race victories and multiple podiums, making them noteworthy contenders. However, the level of interest Mercedes holds in them remains uncertain. Hulkenberg is another driver who could be considered as an option for Mercedes. Personally, I believe Hulkenberg possesses significant potential. Throughout his Formula 1 career, he has been one of the unluckiest drivers on the grid. With ample experience and a mature racing ethic, he stands out. While there may be better options available, I would genuinely like to see Hulkenberg behind the wheel of a top team. I think he has the capability to perform well in such a position. Admittedly, the likelihood of him securing the seat is quite slim, but one should never completely discount their chances in Formula 1. Can Mercedes lure one of the McLaren drivers? I highly doubt it. I don't think Zach would allow that to happen. McLaren currently boasts one of the strongest driver lineups on the grid, and both drivers have recently extended their contracts, expressing confidence in the team. So that won't be happening anytime soon. Another name I've seen thrown into the mix is Nick de Vries. Guys, come on. Nick is not making a return, and certainly not with Mercedes. He has committed to a multi-year contract in Formula E, so there's no chance of that happening. And then there are also other options like Theo Pourchaire and Felipe Drugovich if Mercedes want to go for some F2 champions. I don't see that happening, but who knows? As you can see, there are plenty of options available to Mercedes to choose from, so they don't need to panic like when Rosberg retired out of the blue at the end of 2016. But I think Lewis moving to Ferrari was a long-planned move and Mercedes were aware of that. Based on that, I believe they might have already selected a driver as his replacement. It's just a matter of time before they announce it. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. And I've noticed that 99% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please subscribe as well. Also, comment down below, which driver do you think is most likely to secure the second Mercedes seat? And I'll see you guys in the next video.